Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Today I wanted to talk about trauma, talk about PTSD and how things might be triggering because of your trauma and your PTSD, and how that can tie into a lot of relationships, friendships, partnerships, and things like that, as well as how your jealousy because of those relationships, friendships, and partnerships can turn into envy. This is pretty deep, but as a whole, it's really hard for our generation, I feel like, to really get a hold of being emotionally available. Now, when we say emotionally available, I think a lot of people think like, oh, that means I'm ready for a relationship, or like, I'm secure in myself. But I think it goes further than that, in the sense that you have to be available for somebody else's emotions, not just your own. And that's something that we don't really think about when we think about emotionally available. Like, oh, I'm handling my emotions well. Like, I'm doing completely fine. I'm doing just fine. But is the person that you're trying to be with, or the friendship or the partnership that you are with right now, are you being emotionally available to them? Not to yourself, to them. Now, you can think that you're emotionally available and think that you're ready to talk to somebody or be friends with somebody new or try to turn a friendship into something more. But are you certain that you're emotionally available to do those things? This means that if something happens with that person and they need someone to lean on, will you be there for them, and will you be able to take their emotions and be able to comfort them in a great way and then not keep it in your heart forever? And hold on to it and then be sad because of their sadness and then have that drag you down as well. It also means that you have to be stable in the way that you express your feelings and also the way that you handle feelings. Deep, I know. It's weird. It's weird to say out loud because when you say, like, oh yeah, I'm emotionally available, are you actually? Like, are you stable enough to carry somebody else's emotions with your own? Because emotions are very big, feelings are huge, and they take up space. And no emotion is not valid. Like, all of your feelings, all of your emotions are valid. They may be expressed in ways that aren't very healthy or valid, but the way that you're feeling is. So, are you able to really take that person or take that person's feelings and be able to help them through it while also not feeling them yourself, because now you feel bad and now it's dragging you down? And I feel like that ties into jealousy and envy because people love to compare traumas. And this goes into traumas. People love to take what they're going through and then compare it to somebody else's and be like, well, mine is worse, so now I do feel worse and I should feel worse than that person. But everybody experiences and expresses their emotions in different ways and also tries to get through and understand their feelings in different ways. So if somebody is going through a rough time and then somebody also is, and you're trying to compare your feelings with each other because, oh, well, her mom died, but my grandma's in the hospital, like, now, like, I'm also feeling a way too, but I don't want to talk to them about it, and I don't want to sit here and like complain about my stuff when they're going through something. No, you're going through something. You're allowed to talk about it. You're allowed to talk it through. You shouldn't be hiding your feelings or your emotions because somebody else is going through something bad. That ties into emotional maturity and emotional availability. If you're not emotionally mature enough to talk about your own feelings while somebody else is down, or have somebody talk to you about their feelings when you're down, you're not emotionally mature yet or emotionally available yet. Maybe you're on that path and maybe you're just going through something and that's completely fine, but you're not there yet. Um but with traumas, a lot of people love to compare traumas. And that's the issue I feel like right now with our generation, with Gen Z as a whole, because we all have been through so much crap. And it's really crazy because you would not think like a 19, 20, 22, 24-year old would go through so much stuff in that short amount of time. Even though it is a long time, but it's still a short amount of time. They've been through hell and back. Most people. I know I have, and I'm only 20, and I feel like I'm 88 years old, and I just witnessed something terrible happen to me 8,000 times over. Yes. But within our generation, we've all been through trauma, I feel like, or most of us at least. But what we like to do is compare our traumas to other people's. So it's like, oh, well, this person did this to me, but yours wasn't as bad as mine, so I should be able to talk about mine. See, now, as I said that, don't you feel a certain way by the way I just said that? By the way I just said, hey, like, I'm going through something worse than you, so you should not feel bad. You should feel bad for me. That is not how we should be talking to the people that we trust, or talking to people in general. Therapy. We should all invest in therapy. But I I digress. Comparing traumas isn't the best thing or the most healthy thing that you could ever do ever. And we should not be doing that. If you're going through something, you should be able to talk about it with the people that are around you, even if they went through something worse. My friends do it with me. They're going through something, they can talk to me about it. Yeah, my mom died. It was a very, very bad thing. But they're also going through something too, so they should be able to express their feelings and talk to me about it without me trying to be like, well, my mom died, so I don't really understand why you're so upset. Or they shouldn't be like, well, her mom died, so I don't think I should be as upset as I am. No, you're allowed to be. You're totally allowed to be. But trauma can be so different in so many different ways. It could be from family, it could be from a death in the family. Again, family. Or it could be relationships, friendships. Friendships can traumatize people, especially relationships too. They can traumatize people. They can really carry into the rest of your life, because when you connect with someone, if it's a friendship, a partnership, a relationship, that stays with you. It stays in your heart. At least it stays for me. And those lessons that you learned from those people is what you carry with you. And that's what you have to remember when you're like, yeah, I went through a traumatic thing. Like, this person did me so dirty. Like, it was really bad. Now, like, yeah, you're a little bit traumatized by this. You may have trust issues, all, the whole nine yards. But it's important to carry those lessons with you rather than just sticking on that one person and just being like, they're shitty, they're shitty, they're shitty, they're shitty. Yes, but what did you learn? What did you learn about yourself through that? What did you learn about them? Maybe they were going through something. Maybe you were going through something too, so you didn't realize how your actions were also portrayed to them, despite you thinking that their actions were rude to you. I digress. Traumas can look very different. So it might be somebody breaking up with somebody or somebody dying in a family. Trauma is still trauma. Trauma can still impact you every single day, every second of every single day, even if it might not be as brutal as somebody else's. And I feel like that's where PTSD comes in too. I'm diagnosed with PTSD. Hi, how are we? And I was diagnosed before my mom died. It's because I grew up in a very crazy environment. When I was 7 years old, I told my dad it was rough at mommy's house. Now, usually a 7-year-old may not say those things, may not actually actualize and express their feelings in that way, but I was correct. Mommy's house was rough. It was rough. And I didn't feel like I was ever able to talk to my parents about anything because of the way that I was raised, because I was raised to be very independent. I was also a middle child, so I did not get all of the attention that my older brother or younger brother received. And I did things by myself. And I still do things by myself, but now I've actually realized, like, hey, that's a little bit of trauma from your childhood, and it's also PTSD. It's also something bad happened to me, so now I'm going to close myself off to everyone. Something bad happened to me and you just reminded me of that, or something in the air reminded me of that, and now I feel this weight on my chest. My head hurts. I feel like I'm going to have a panic attack. Yes, that may be your PTSD triggering. And it happens to me quite a bit. I will not lie. If somebody says my mom's name out loud, I do get triggered. If I see the specific car that my mom's boyfriend used to ride, I get insanely triggered because that car holds a lot of memories for me and holds a lot of traumas for me. So I may like shut down and go quiet, and it's hard to recognize that maybe like you were triggered by something instead of just being like, whew, like yeah, I just saw that. Let's get over it. Sometimes you just can't get over it, and that's okay. It's okay. Um, but triggers can go a long way, especially when you don't know that it's a trigger, or when somebody around you doesn't know that you just got triggered by something. It's important to really sit back and really understand why that triggered you and how it can get better as you go on. Because a lot of things used to trigger me. A lot of things used to trigger me. If somebody sent a specific text, there's a train. Don't know if you can hear it, but I sure can, and it's distracting me. Choo choo. It's not one of those trains. But anyways, the train's gone. What was I saying? I used to be triggered by specific text messages from past relationships, past friendships. Like, hey, we need to talk. I'm sure all of you would shake in your boots if somebody important texted you and said, hey, we need to talk. Hey, can we talk later? What did I do? What I do? What I do? What I do? What I do? Like, that's how you feel. And then you're like immediately like, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? Let's think about this. Are they going to break up with me? Is something going to happen? This and that. And then you're like, let's take a deep breath. Not everybody is the same. Whoa. I said it. Whoa, it's super foggy. But it's true. Not everybody is the same, and not everybody knows certain triggers. And maybe we should learn that. Maybe we should learn that not everybody knows exactly what we're feeling and how we're feeling it. Shoot me. Shoot me. Sue me. Sue me. Just speaking facts. Not everybody knows how you're feeling. Not everybody can read your freaking minds. This ties back into emotional maturity and emotional availability. Nobody can read your mind. You're actually going to have to communicate and express yourself in a healthy way. I used to not express myself in a very healthy way, and I will admit that. And again, I was a kid. I was a teenager. I was learning. And hey, God forbid a girl learns. God forbid a girl expresses herself in a way that maybe wasn't healthy. But again, I went through shit, and now I know that those ways I expressed myself were not healthy. Like, you live and you learn. Hello. But then you also regret, and that's okay too. But everything happens for a reason. Like I always say, everything happens for a reason, and you may not agree with me on that, but that's fine. That's just how I feel, and everything does happen for a reason. Like, specific things happen in your life for you to be where you are today, and I've already touched on that, so let me not get into it. But it ties into emotional maturity. It ties into, hey, I can't read your mind. Or, hey, you can't read my mind, so let me tell you exactly how I'm feeling. Or at least a quick synopsis of how I'm feeling currently and how maybe you made me feel because of these specific actions or these specific things that happened between us or between you and a friend. Or that happened with my dad and my mom. Like, let's talk about these things. Like, this is why this made me uncomfortable. This is why this triggers me. And I'm feeling this today because this happened. And it might not be that person's fault, but you need to just express yourself to them and do it in a communicative way where you're actually communicating how you feel and what you feel, not just saying, yeah, I'm just really sad today. I don't want to talk about it. It's okay, you don't have to talk about it, but can you at least tell me like what you're sad about, or like why you're sad, or if something triggered you, or if you just need space for today, or if you just want to go about the day normally? Because saying that to somebody can really be off-putting. Hey, I woke up in a really bad mood today, like, I don't know. Okay, like, why? Like, tell me about it. And then you tell them about it, and then they understand. Instead of being like, I woke up in a very bad mood today, I don't know. See, but you do know. See, I used to do that. I used to be like, I'm not in the mood today. Why? I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't know. I don't care enough to actually think about how I'm feeling. Hey guys, we should start thinking about how we're feeling. We should start thinking about, why am I feeling this way? I woke up this morning and I felt really sad. Why did I wake up very sad? Because the weather was bad, because sometimes the rain reminds me of my mom, because tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and sometimes holidays trigger me. And Christmas triggers the fuck out of me now that my mom is dead and my grandma is dead and my whole mom's side of the family is basically dead. So, yeah, I felt a little bit sad this morning. It happens. And if you're in a relationship or if you're in a friendship or a partnership or anything at all and you're talking to your family about it and they're like, well, why are you sad? Actually think about why you're feeling that way and not just say how you're feeling. Like, why are you feeling that way too? Like, oh, I'm just pissed off today. Like, why? Did something happen? Yeah, something did happen. This, and this, and this. And then they're better able to understand you and you're able to understand them and they're able to comfort you the way that you need them to comfort you. And not everybody's going to comfort you the way that you want them to comfort you. So sometimes you have to tell them how you need to comfort or how they need to comfort you, which includes saying, hey, I can't be alone right now. Can you come over? Or, hey, can we just talk? I just need somebody to talk to. Or, hey, I might need a little bit of space today. Is that okay? Look at that. Look at that. I feel like that also ties into, hey, if something triggers you, if something spikes your PTSD, maybe tell somebody that is around you or with you or you're talking to and just tell them like, hey, like I might seem a little bit off because of this. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. As well as like, hey, like I just got reminded of a trauma or I just like something just really just got to me today because of something that happened in my past. It was this and this. So please excuse me if I feel a little bit weird today because I do. Did y'all see how easy that was? I just talked to my fucking camera about it. It can be very easy for you to talk to your significant other or your friend or your family about it. Very easy. But me, I'm still working on that. I'm still working on talking to my family about how I feel because I don't really like them that much. And they don't like me that much. And that's fine. We don't agree on a lot of things. Um, and I still love them and they love the fuck out of me and I love the fuck out of them. And I will still go over to their houses and say hi to them and be very polite and cordial, but it doesn't mean that they're my favorite people in the whole entire world, and I'm definitely not their favorite person in the whole entire world. And I will not express my emotions to them. And should I? Maybe I should, but I just don't care to because I've been hurt by them in the past, and I feel like they don't understand who I am. And in a sense, that is true. And maybe I should be able to express myself more with them in the way that I'm feeling emotionally, physically, everything, but it's just we would never had that relationship to do that, or we're never at that point to do that. So with family, I understand it can be a little bit differently, but if you want to say that you're emotionally mature or emotionally available, I know I'm not at that point yet. I can recognize that, hence why I think I'm gonna be single forever. Bless up. But not actually, but like it's just how I feel. um as soon as you really understand how being emotionally available works or being emotionally mature works, that's when you're able to really be that person for people, be that person for yourself, and really dive into a relationship where it's serious instead of just doing it for fun or doing it because you feel like you need somebody. Don't dive into a relationship or dive into a friendship, partnership, or try to like be buddy buddy with a family member because you're scared of being alone. Because this thought of being alone in our generation is one of the biggest fears, I feel like. Fear of failure and fear hello and fear of being alone. There's so much pollen. Okay. Sorry. Um but yeah, the fear of loneliness should not dictate if you should be in a relationship or not. Not if you want to be. If you want to be, that's different than if you should be. A lot of people should not be in relationships right now, and they may face those consequences with their significant other, or they may grow in that relationship because that can happen too. That can happen too. Hi. Okay. It's a little bit crazy outside, a little bit. Hi. How are we? Hi. How are ya? Um, but yeah, I just thought like I would just go on a tangent about emotional maturity and emotional availability, triggers, PTSD, trauma, how we shouldn't compare traumas, and I feel like you guys get the gist. You understand what I'm putting down. You picking up what I'm putting down. Hey, you pick up, man. Put a scoop of poop on it. Yes. Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese, and scoop out the middle, and slap it with some poop. Um, I apologize. I apologize. Um, yeah, that's what I had to say today, and I hope you learned something new. This is basically just a video diary, and if you want to listen to what I have to say, please do, and I really do appreciate you listening. Um, and I love you. And like I always say, you are put on this earth for a reason, and I hope you continue doing good things for yourself and for the people around you, but mostly for yourself. Okay. I love you. Bye bye. Thank you for watching the vlog. Peace.